the thing that will cause the most suffering in every one of our lives is attachment. Attachment to what it must mean about us. Attachment to whatever it spins off the shame, right? We talked about shame. I had an experience. So one of the things that I'm playing with and that Source Spirit keeps telling me to do is I get to play, which means I have nothing planned for what I'm speaking on. So we just get to lean in. This is my last retreat I just did. It was an all-women's retreat, and it was absolutely beautiful. And I'm preparing for this retreat, and usually you set a container of, okay, we're going to go into this. It was an unbind and unwind retreat. I knew a little bit of what we were going to do. But as it's getting closer and closer, nothing was coming in. And I was finishing writing a book. I had all these things. I could feel it like this pinch point, this sieve, and I was getting so frustrated. Because I don't care who's up here, who you're listening to, we all get to practice what we preach. Not one of us is perfect. We're just remembering our wholeness, which means we're constantly going through things in life. So as this retreat's coming up, I'm like, shit, nothing is coming in. Like, I kind of know what we're doing, but I have no idea what the fuck we're doing. And Travis can attest to this, I was freaking out a little bit. And then I had to come to Jesus moment, and it was like, oh, you get to go in total flow. This was me going, okay, I'm going to step over here. I'm going to embody the medicine, the truth, the wisdom that I hold, and then stand in front of these women and embody that. Be in flow. Trust in my inner knowing, my spiritual center. Might not be perfect. And guess what? Can you guys guess how it went? Wonderful. It was the most amazing retreat I've ever facilitated. We did healing on each other. These women, some of them have never done energy work. And it was the most profound, connected experience. It was beautiful. It was stunning. And all because I let go, I trusted, and then I stepped in. And it's one of the things that I feel like has been a theme of everything that we're talking about too today is light and shadow. Light and shadow, light and shadow, light and shadow. In the spiritual community, we are always talking about we want to be the light. Jesus was the light. And like Hugh brought up, oh, he wasn't just the light. He had to go through the shadow to be the light. In my opinion, in my belief system, I believe Jesus had a dark night of the soul in the Garden of Gethsemane that was so painful and feeling everything of the world that he went through and burned and alchemized these pieces within him. Why do we have to go face our shadows? Any ideas? Any thoughts? Why do we get to face our shadows?
Well, we don't even know we're in the light unless we experience the shadow.
Exactly. Yeah. The light can't exist if the shadow's not there, right? So what a beautiful gift. Here's the shadow, and here's what we got to learn through it. I know what I'm not because I've experienced those things. We often think we have to be on our perfect path. Oh my gosh, I'm not on my path. I don't even know where my path is. I'm gonna go over here, and the cameraman's gonna follow me this way. And I like to think about it if, okay, I'm walking down my path, there's my goal. I think that's my goal. Is that my goal? Do I really want that goal? I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna bump over here by Cute Madison, and we're gonna have an experience. Go, oh, maybe not. I'm gonna come over here and go, oh, this is so fun. And then it's gonna kind of maybe bump me back into the middle. Am I still on my path? Am I always on my path? Are you always on your perfect path? I'm going to give you a hint. Yes. You are always on your perfect path. You're always on the right path, no matter where you are, at any time. And I so loved that Hugh brought up the wholeness. This remembering and remembering, remembering. We are soul in a physical body. We're meant to feel the things. We're meant to feel the pain. We're meant to feel the emotions. We're meant to be embodied. In the spiritual community, we talk about ascension, right? Everybody thinks ascension is what? This? Leaving? The true definition of ascension is going further in. Being embodied, being here now. One of my, and if you've seen me and we've done anything, you've heard me tell this story. In shamanism, being an Aini is one of my favorite things. If you're a shaman and a shamanic practitioner, we walk with being an Aini, which means being in right relationship with self. And right relationship with self is always going within and going, what feels out of alignment? What needs attention? What's calling for? There's something here that's painful. What do I need to step into over here to go, why am I attracting this? What is this? And there's beautiful stories of sharing this example of being an Aini. And one of them, there's a couple. Which one do I want to tell? There was fires in Machu Picchu. And the locals call the shamans to the village, to the mountains. And they come in and they start drumming. You notice I have drums. They drum around. They're doing their things. And one of the shamans asked to go into a little hut. She goes in. She comes out, I think it was a day and a half later, and the fire stopped. And all the locals that knew, oh my gosh, what did you do? I know it was you. What did you do? And she said, I went into that hut, and I went within myself to find where I was out of alignment. And when I found where I was out of alignment, brought that into Aini, right relationship with self, it reverberated out in the land, and then balance came. And there's several stories of this. And what I love about this is a lot of times when we're sitting into, now we're at the very end of this day, you guys have a lot of information like, holy shit, now what? I'm hoping you guys are having some takeaways. The embodiment of just being authentic and true to who you are is probably the one thing that I would, if you can take away anything, that. When I walk through the world and being who I am, even if it causes people to leave my arena, my field, because there's whatever, that's okay. Because I'm being authentic and true to who I am, and when I do that, we connect to the earth, and it reverberates out because we are connected. We are one. We're going to do a meditation. But I want to tell a story first. I was working a lot with shadow and light, and masculine and feminine. When you write books, if anybody noticed, I have a sacred writing retreat that's coming up next month. That's going to be amazing. Never in a million years did I think I have a second book being published. I didn't think I would do that. But I had this soul calling, right? We all have those things that's like, oh crap, and it scares us. How many of you have one of those right now? That you're like, I know there's this thing, but I don't want to do it. Fear is just excitement without the breath. I'm just going to put that out there for all of you because a lot of you raised your hand. And writing has been one of the biggest gifts. I'm realizing I'm writing these books for myself. If other people read these, great. And if it helps them, great. But it's me that benefits the most from writing these books, from doing my retreats, from standing up here in front of you. This is fun. I love it. But every single one of you can be up here doing the same thing. It's just leaning into the discomfort. Holy shit, am I going to get up in front of a bunch of people and do who knows what? Beat on a drum here in a minute and guide you through some meditation that just gets to come through? Absolutely. Why not? And I was working through some things. I have a book that I'm writing now. It's called The Reemergence of the Christ Within. That is a full channeled book. Never done that. You know how many fears have come up? So many fears, so many insecurities. My last book, Leaving Religion, a guidebook. How can I write this, be super neutral, super loving? Because everything that I do, I feel like comes from that place of neutrality. When we start to attack something, it's like Hugh was saying. We're attaching to a story. We're making it so much worse. How is there healing in any of that? There's not. And I was working through this piece with the shadow and the light, masculine and feminine. And I was talking to my coach. And as her and I was talking, she started talking about this experience she had with her sacral chakra. Does anybody know about the chakra systems? Who does not know about the chakra systems? No? We have 7 major chakras. What's really fascinating about the human body is it mirrors the earth. Our chakra systems, we have these energetic systems in our body, 7 major ones. They go from the root to the base up to our crown. And they have their same colors. Cameras can actually capture these colors. They're the same colors as the rainbows. The ley lines, anybody know what ley lines are on the planet? They're energetic meridians, if you will, that go across the planet. Well, our chakra systems are energetic systems. We also have meridians that run through our bodies, right? The same amount of water that's on the earth is also the same amount of water that's in our bodies. Depending on your belief system, we also have star dust in our makeup. I believe science has actually proven that, but Angie would know that better than me. So yeah, we have these energetic centers. So our sacral chakra, our second chakra right here, our belly. For women, this is our uterus, where we give birth. It's the seat of our creativity. It's also the seat of our sexuality. So guess how often those two get confused? We don't talk about this, and this is something that I believe needs to be healed in this planet. We'll have a connection with someone and instantly think, especially if it's the opposite sex, someone we may be attracted to, now I need to go be intimate with that person, instead of maybe there's something we get to create. So it's interesting how these two have a tendency to cross. So this is our seat of our creativity. So as I'm working through this, and I'm having this conversation with my coach at the time, she starts sharing this experience that she had with the sacral chakra. And all of this shame starts coming up. And out of nowhere, as a lot of you have done, I have done so much freaking work. And there's always more to do. I hate that word. But here comes this other wave of, holy crap, what's still in here? And I went and I sat in my treatment room and I let the emotions come, because I have learned over the years that if I suppress them, I'll start to get sick. Something else will start to manifest to where I explode, instead of just letting the emotions move through and what gets to be learned. So as I'm sitting in this space, the emotions are coming through. I guess we're telling this story. Whatever. I wrote about it. I was surprised I wrote about this. In front of me is this shadow, this woman in full shadow. Now, shamans work a lot with shadow and light, a lot. But it used to scare the hell out of me. So this woman, shadow, is sitting in front of me. And I said, what do you want? She says, I want to come in. And I'm like, whoa, I don't know if that's okay. And I said, why? Show me why. And she proceeded to show me all the times through my life, even as a child, the times where I felt shame. And I had taken a part of me that was shamed for something, and I put her off to the side. And another part that got put off to the side, and another, and I could see time after time after time where I'd taken parts of who I was and who I am and put it off to the side because I felt shame. And it was powerful. Now in shamanic work, we believe, have you heard of a soul retrieval? Anybody? Who has not heard of a soul retrieval? Because we're energetic beings in a physical body, we have all sorts of fractals and aspects that come and go. When we have trauma, especially if somebody's been really traumatized, they'll often leave their body, or an aspect will leave their body. So instead of always walking around whole, which, Jesus eventually did, but he had to go through a lot of pieces, this is what we're also all going through. Okay, all this shit has happened. Holy crap, putting off pieces and pieces and pieces of me. And so when I'm sitting in front of her, because we think we don't want the shadow. Like, the shadow is not okay. But in that moment, it was like, holy shit. I have been not okay with these parts of me that are 100% okay. Because somebody else told me that that was not okay. So I welcomed her in. And I brought her in. And then I wrote about it. So there's some vulnerability in one of my books. But the reason why I felt to bring this up is because this is so present in my life right now, with how much we do not embody the shadow. We do not embody these parts of us, like I was with Christy. These things that we look in the mirror and we see all of our imperfections, and my beautiful friend, wherever she went, we recently had a conversation about this. Can I love myself even if I feel like, if I think I'm fat? Can I love that part of me that has this judgment? Can I love all parts? Can I accept all parts? Can I accept these parts that even though the world is telling me I shouldn't be this way, can I love that part? Can you? So we're going to do a little journey. You guys down? Yeah? And I'm not sure where we're going to go, so let's find out. You're welcome to just sit, get comfortable wherever you are. You do get really thirsty up here. I'm like, I should have brought my water. Can you hand me my water, Trav? Thanks. So wherever you are, just find a comfortable seat. Take a few deep breaths into the nose and out through the mouth. If there's anything, the quickest way to move energy is through your breath. So anytime you ever feel any heaviness, just breathe. One of the quickest ways too is in through the nose, out through the mouth. And allow yourself just to be 100% present. If you have thoughts that come in, just notice them. No judgment. Allow yourself to be here now. Allow yourself to feel held by this chair, being supported by the back, feeling your feet planted on the ground. If your legs are crossed, please uncross them. And as you hear this drum right now, I invite you to connect with the earth energy. She has a heartbeat. Using your imagination, going somewhere real or imaginary, going somewhere in your mind, somewhere that feels safe. Again, something that's real or imaginary. Can be in nature, in the mountains. Find somewhere outside. Are you by an ocean? Are you by a lake? Go there now. Allow your feet to be planted in the earth wherever you are. Notice the sun or the moon. And in this moment, you'll see someone coming towards you. Who is it? Just notice. Do they have a childlike aspect to them? Or a motherly aspect to them? Just notice. Allow them to come close to you. And as they get closer, seeing them eye to eye, what message do they have for you? Who is this person to you? Is there anything that needs to be said from you to them? If there is, go ahead and exchange that now. Are there any emotions that need to be expressed? Allow yourself. feels complete, allow yourself to take this person by the hand and calling in one of your guides, allowing them to come in now, known or unknown, and just see who comes in. Notice who comes into this space. And as they come to the other side of you. And as they come next to you, you'll notice a movie screen coming up in front of you. And allow yourself to see all the moments that you let go of a piece of you. Bringing it up now. Allowing for the emotions to move if they need to. And as these memories come up, allow for those parts of you to come off of that movie screen and into this place with you, next to your guide. Invite them in to this safe place. As that feels complete, allowing for all these parts of you that you have put aside, known and unknown, next to you now, knowing that they are safe. If you are ready, I'd invite you to bring them back home. Allowing them to stand in front of you and allowing them to all come together as one. And as you see this in front of you, these parts of you that you have put aside, what words need to be exchanged? What needs to be expressed? Can you see the beauty in the shadows? What are the gifts that these pieces of you hold? And when that feels complete, if you would like to, and if you feel ready, reaching your arms out and pulling these parts of you in, bringing them all the way into the body, into the cells, into the tissues, the DNA, the neural pathways. Breathing it in, bringing life back into your body with these pieces of you. Taking another deep breath and allowing for this to fully merge in, coming home. Good. And turning to that person that's to your left. Is this a piece of you that's also asking to come back home? If it is, invite them in front of you. If there's anything else that needs to be exchanged before they come back home, do that now. If it's not an aspect, but instead maybe a parent figure, that all you need is a hug, allow for yourself to receive that. When you're ready, if this is a part that gets to be brought in, also reaching out, bringing that part into the body, allowing it for it to merge into the cells, the tissues, the organs, the DNA, the mitochondria, the nervous system, the neural pathways, bringing it all the way in. And with each breath, feeling more and more whole. Noticing now a golden light that comes down from the heavens. Pure, refined light, pure, refined Sami that comes down. This golden light comes down like a waterfall. It's pure love frequency. And it pours in from the top into the top of your head. A waterfall of light moving down, down, down. And as it comes in, it fuels and recalibrates every cell in the body, bringing your frequency even higher, bringing that LOVE frequency higher. Moving down, down through the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the throat, the chest, into all the organs, the nervous system. And as it goes through the nerve endings, it's almost like honey, like an elixir that soothes the nerve endings, calming the nervous system, bringing wholeness, wellness, and balance. Moving down to the heart, the lungs, the soft tissues, the belly, through all the organs, down through the hips, the thighs, the knees, and out through the feet. And allow it to wash into the earth. And using your imagination, following this energy down into the earth, and notice the roots that you have connected to Mother Earth. Your footsteps are recognized upon her belly. What you do here matters. Who you are matters. She knows every single one of you. Still there with you. Turning to your guide, giving gratitude for them for being there to witness this, to hold space for you. Knowing that this guide is always with you, that you can call them at any time. And noticing now that in their hands they have a gift for you. See it now. Notice, what is it? Maybe you feel it. Maybe it's an emotion or a feeling or a knowing. But it's a gift for you. If you would like to reach out, receive this gift. Where would this gift like to go in the body? Trust yourself. Bringing it in now, receiving this gift. And as you receive this gift, receive whatever messages come with this gift. Giving gratitude for your guide and allowing them to leave this space. And when you're ready, also leaving this space, knowing that you can come back here at any time. This is your place, your sacred space, your safe space. Allowing yourself to come back into this room, into your body, bringing all of those gifts, all those pieces with you. Taking a few deep breaths. And taking your hands in front of you and just rubbing them, moving this energy. Wherever you guys received that gift, place these hands, your hands on that place in your body now, wherever that was. Feeling the warmth of your hands, the warmth of this connection, the warmth of that gift that has been brought in. You are now cellularly changed. How was that? Our healing does not have to be as hard as the original wound. Has anybody ever heard that before? Yeah. Good. It can be a simple process like this that is actually quite profound. Right? Does anybody want to share? Okay. Just reflecting back on what you guys first wrote when you came in. You will know this was worth your money when, do you remember what you guys wrote down? My question is, did you get it? Did everyone get it? Anyone not? It's fine if you didn't. Did anybody not get what they came here for? Well, yeah. Whoop, whoop. That was probably really loud on the mic. Sorry. Yeah, it feels complete.